What's up, beautiful jellyfish? It's Tracy. Thank you guys so much for joining me in today's video where I talk about basically making custom tokens. And if you are someone who's not artistically inclined, like you can't draw, hey, I can't draw. What I do is I actually trace my tokens. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I do that. And yeah, let's just get started. So today I'm going to then first go into the materials that I use for my project, basically. So the first thing that you're going to need when you do this is you are going to need water. Having like a cup of water or something like that around is going to be really helpful so that you can mix it with your paint. The reason that you do this is so that your paint is not become super thick or anything like that when you're painting over the tokens, when you're making your tokens. So then you're gonna need some paintbrushes. Now, the thing about this is that you don't need super expensive things or anything like that. This paintbrush that I got I actually got it at a card store, but like you can go to like Michael's and stuff and get paintbrushes just fine. You don't have to spend a lot of money on this. This one is a kind of really fancy one because like I said, I did get it at a card store. It's called the Work Hobby Brush. It's by the brand Privateer Press. It's really nice. It's a really nice size. I really like it a lot for doing this sort of project, but I also do have this one. It's by the brand Craft Smart, which Michael sells, and it's just a really basic, nice, teeny tiny brush like this. So you don't need to get anything super expensive. You don't need to spend a lot of money on this. I also really like having a palette when I do my artistic projects. I like having some nice surface that I can sort of like mix my paints on. I like having these dips in the palette as well so that I can have water in that palette so that I can mix it in with the paint. You are going to need tape. Nothing super crazy, nothing super fancy. For pencils, I will say I use two types of pencils. I use one pencil for actually tracing it and then one for coloring it in. So the one that I use for tracing is by this brand that's actually discontinued. It's just, it's by the brand Venus. My roommate said that getting German and Japanese pencils are actually really good. Basically anything with a soft tip is going to be really good for tracing. And then when you actually color it in, something that has a little bit of a harder tip, I use this one. It's by this brand's Stanford Design. It's just a basic drawing pencil. Again, don't have to get anything super crazy. Then you're going to need something that you paint your token on. I use actually the pre-existing tokens that Magic makes. I like using the tokens instead of an actual Magic card because I'd rather it not have the backing so that it really identifies it as an actual token so that people don't actually like shuffle their tokens in their deck by accident, so that they can clearly see, oh well, this back, you know. Most people don't like put like a different sleeve on their tokens anyway. I know I do, so that I don't accidentally shuffle them into my deck. But yeah, this is just a token that, yeah, I just color that in. Then you're also going to need some tracing paper if you are not artistically inclined and you can't draw things. This is the tracing paper that I have. I don't even know what is this brand? It's by the brand Pro Art. I really don't think the brand matters at all, as long as you can get tracing paper. This is also not super expensive. I got it for like $6 for this whole thing for 50 sheets. This is gonna last me a very, very long time. And the sheets are really big on this one too. They're like bigger than like, I don't know, a typical size of paper. So like you have a lot of room to work with that. And then for so basically, okay, I'll talk about paints first. So the paints that I use are by the brand Craft Smart. They are nothing super fancy. You can get these at Michael's for 70 cents a piece. They're 2 fluid ounces. And a lot of times you can get these on sale actually. So you can get them 4 for $2, which is really good. So definitely look out for the sales and stuff. And Michael's always has coupons and things like that. So there's that. And then basically going about the whole process of tracing it. So what we're going to be doing is today I'm going to be doing a token, a custom R2D2 token for one of my friends. And so basically what I do is I cut out a little piece of tracing paper. Don't make it super big because you are going to be taping it to the token. And basically you have the tracing paper and then you're just going to like tape it and then you have like your token and well, yeah, that's it. So we'll get started and I'll show you guys how to do this. Alright guys, so these are a couple custom tokens that I have made recently. I made a couple more than this, but here I have a penguin token that I made for one of my friends. This is really funny. So one of my friends has a Delver deck in Modern. So if you guys have seen like Delver of Squeakrits, well this is like a piece of cheese with like the mouse ears on it. So I think that's really cute. This is my most recent one. This is for a friend of mine. He's like, make me a cat with prowess, but I made it a cat with meowess. He's so cute. And then these are, I don't actually watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, but one of my friends wanted me to make him the symbol, so I made him some 5/5 Omnath tokens, so that's really cool. Okay, so I'm going to be working on a token with you guys and show you guys how I do this. So basically I have my my paint little station set up here. I've got my brush. So I just mix in with a little bit of water and then I just mix that in. Get that all spread it out evenly. I actually started this one already, but basically I just took the token, and then the thing about acrylic paint is that you just gotta kind of paint it over a couple times. I am using black for this project, so black is nice because it's nice and dark, so you don't have to do as many coats, but if you are doing a lighter color, you are going to need to apply several coats to get something that's like nice and even and that's nice and thick. You don't want any bit of the token to show through. I'm actually really impressed that I'm doing this one-handed right now. It's actually really not working out too well, but I think you guys get the idea. You basically just paint this over and you put several coats on this so that you get a nice even layer. This is actually one that I would consider done. It's nice and even throughout. There's a couple of streaks and stuff like that that you can see, but it's not like a huge deal or anything like that. So this is just an example of like just a token that I painted over that I'm going to be doing project on this one. So now we have our background, which is all set. This took 2 coats from the acrylic paint. It gives it just like a really nice finish and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not going to really show you too much of this process simply because I can't, and I don't really think you guys need to see it, but basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to trace over this entire image and, you know, not pressing super hard or anything like that. It doesn't really, you know, need to, but I'm going to be tracing over this whole thing with a pencil. So now that I have traced over the R2-D2 token, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to peel back the tape on this. Maybe. Hold on, can I do this? Maybe. Well, I don't know why I just didn't do it before. That would have made way more sense. Okay. You guys are watching this. MTG God is struggling on camera. There we go. Okay, cool. So basically, what you're left with is you're left with this copy, which, look at that, R2-D2 looking nice. So then what you're going to do is you're actually going to take this and you're going to trace over the back of this. Now, the first time I did this, I was like, I don't understand why, but my roommate was like, hey, you should do this thing, and she knows a lot more about art than I do. So basically, the reason that you're doing this is so that you have more... Gracia, what's the reason that you trace on the back of the thing?
What do you mean?
Like, why do you trace on the back for the trace paper? Yeah, Gracia, come be in my video.
So, the reason why you want to trace on the opposite side as well, so you trace over here, and then when you copy your lines on the back, that way you can put your design face down on your piece of paper or whatever you want to transfer to, and go over these lines, and then your design will transfer as well.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, yeah, so that's just a really important thing. I did not know that, and maybe some of you did not know that as well, so that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, so now that you've traced over your image or whatever it is that you want to, so you're going to take this and then you're going to tape it to your token, which you painted earlier, and just make sure, yeah, you tape it so that it can stay in place. And then what you're going to do is then you're going to take a bit of a harder pencil, and then what you're going to do is you're actually going to shade this whole thing in. So let me see if I can do this on camera. I would be really impressed by myself. You're gonna go like this. Now, what this is gonna do is you're gonna get the image, so don't worry about like coloring inside the lines or anything like that. You can really do, like, you can just do exactly like this, and it does not have to be perfect. The hard work is kind of over for you. You've already done that. You just need to shade it in, and then it will transfer onto, for, in this case, it is the token, or whatever, you know, surface that you want. Cool, so now that you have traced this over, you're gonna peel back your tape. Something I will say about this too is make sure you are pressing pretty hard when you do this, because you do want to make sure that it gets transferred over. Keep in mind that this sort of paper, tracing paper, is very thin, so you don't want to rip it. I actually ripped it a little bit in this one, but you know, make sure you're being careful, but still make sure you're pressing firmly enough that your image does get transferred over. So I'll show you guys what the what that looks like. So this is what it looks like traced over. I know it's kind of actually really hard to see. Oh no, there we go. You can see a little bit better there. But yeah, this is the image traced over, and now we're gonna get to paint. And this is the final product. Alright guys, so thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video of mine. Hope you guys found it helpful. If you don't plan on doing this, I hope you kind of found it informative and kind of cool. But yeah, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day/night, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye!